All right, guys. A quick one here on the trades I had today. I took today, which were on first GBPUSD. That was during the London session, and then I took one more trade on Euro USD during the New York session. So I'm here to explain why I took those trades, what I saw, what motivated me to take those trades. Both of them were shorts. So here is the trade on GBPUSD, and let me begin this commentary from the higher time frame. Recall on the video I posted yesterday, I talked about expecting GBP USD to retrace down into this bullish order block, which I drew out here in time using our trend line here. So usually an order block is usually a draw on liquidity here. I like to perceive my PD arrays like that. So on that note, since I was expecting the market to be drawn to this order block, precisely either the high of the order block, in fact anywhere between the high of the order block and the body of the order block, it's a sensitive area for price to react from, to be drawn to, and to be used depending on what your logic shows you. So on the 1 hour time frame, there wasn't much there, but what I took that trade on the 5 minutes time frame, and this is why I took that trade. Now here where you have sorry, let me put this line on, this vertical line on here. Right there is where the trading day started for today, Monday. So and we all know that the Asian session begins from 8 p.m. Between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. So when the market opened today, you see right here how it ran through the Asian high, took out liquidity, but still wasn't enough for me to find an entry, because although it broke market structure to the downside, yeah, it broke this market structure, but it had no good FVG, and the break in market structure wasn't energetic. So, and that to me wasn't a good thing. And then this break in market structure and all these things happening here was out of it wasn't inside, all this wasn't happening inside a Q zone. So our first major Q zone is the London Q zone, which begins from 2 a.m. So moving forward in time up until 2 a.m. was about here, 2 a.m. New York time. The market expanded, further, taking out more buy stops above this previous high, and then up around this area where I'm circling. It formed an SMT against the Euro USD. So that to me was something that attracted my attention. So I wasn't paying attention at the time all this price action was happening. So I only got to arrive when the market was somewhere around this corner. So from what I noticed the SMT here against Euro USD, and then it smashed down, leaving this fair value gap and this fair value gap, and the market later retraced down back into this particular fair value gap. The moment it broke down, I just saw that to be another opportunity for me to take a trade there. So I took my trade on this bearish order block there, with my stop loss above this high where we have that order block, and I was aiming for the Asian low, which is somewhere around here, and that gave me my 1:3 risk to reward ratio, and that was it for GBP USD. So let me show you what that looked like on my MT5. So yeah, this was a trade. So I took the trade here, and then I exited somewhere around here, and that was just it. So next is Euro USD. What made me take that trade on Euro USD? Yeah, Euro USD, after taking out this buy side liquidity on the higher time frame, recall same narrative, same thing, just like GBP USD. I was still using this daily time frame's order block as my draw on liquidity. So I was basically expecting the market to be drawn towards that. So that to me was something I saw fit to be a reason for an entry. So still on the okay, I rather took the my short on Euro USD on the 30 minutes time frame here. On this 30 minutes time frame, here's what I saw. Up here, buy side liquidity was taken on the higher time frame, which I denoted here, and then after that, the market broke market structure here, leaving this fair value gap. It left a bunch of fair value gaps, and then it kept retracing back, into it, taking out Asian high, which is somewhere around here, and then it kept finding its way downwards until when it was about exactly 7 a.m. where you have my vertical crosshair, 7 a.m. I saw about that time I saw this price action where um, the market took out buy side liquidity above Asian high, and then using this move and then a shift in market structure that was energetic, leaving this fair value gap here and this bearish order block. So I just noticed it was about time. Within a Q zone, all this was happening. So I just simply made an entry inside that fair value gap in respect to the same areas where in the same area where we have this bearish order block. So that was my entry, had my entry here, and with my stop loss above this high. I wasn't expecting price to go above that high. If it did went above that high, that would have been a loss. That would have been an indication that the market would most likely keep going higher or just stay choppy, given the fact that it was Monday. So I was aiming for this the daily bullish order block here, but then I just didn't want to hold for too long because it was Monday, and usually Monday doesn't always give us the best expansion. So but it did, although it did today, but I just wasn't interested, so I made my exit at 2:4 risk to reward ratio. Yeah, something about that. But that of GU was that was exactly 1:3 risk to reward ratio. So this was the entry. So recall I had this the SMT with against GBPUSD and Euro USD. On a normal day, GBPUSD would have been a proper pair to trade, but given the fact that today is GBP holiday, banking holiday, I just chose not to take the GBP trade again during the New York session. So why I would have taken the GBP USD trade rather than the Euro USD was because if you look at the SMT here, on GBP USD had was while it was forming lower highs, Euro USD on this other side was forming higher highs at about the period both of them ran into a major area of price of the market. So usually I like it's safer, it's more ideal to take shots when you have the SMT pointing towards the direction of the market where you want to where you want it to go. So but I just chose not to because if you see, given the fact that today is banking holiday for GBP, for the GBP, for the pound, see how choppy the price was. The price never really had anywhere to go. In fact, there was just less liquidity on the market compared to Euro USD. Euro USD just kept plowing its way down, and that was just favorable to us. So heading to my MT5 Euro USD trade. So this was the trade on Euro USD. I took the trade here. Okay, let me go up to the 30 minutes time frame was where I took that trade. So I entered here at the fair value gap and then I exited at 2:4. I think 2:4 or 2:5 risk to reward ratio. So that's it, bro. So I hope you found this insightful and I hope you learned something from this. Thanks, guys.